Order of operations, part 2. We addressed steps 3 and 4 yesterday. Today we're going to take a quick peek at the first 2 steps as well, in addition to 3 and 4. So let's take a look at some examples and work through them. That's the best way we can manage these. First example. Now, at first glance, it may appear that a problem like this it just kind of looks scary. You've got the parentheses there, you've got a couple of powers that you're working with. It can be a little bit intimidating. However, if you follow the same procedure as you should have followed for today, it's manageable in small bites. It's like you get that huge cheeseburger, and it's staring at you right on your plate. And wow, it sure looks like a lot of food until you start taking it bite by bite. You're not going to take the whole thing and shove it in your mouth. Probably choke on it. You might choke on a problem like that if you try to shove it in your mouth all at once. Little pieces at a time. Chopping down a big tree. Can't get it all in one swing. Got to chip away at it. So we'll chip away at this one with the order of operations. Now I'm going to start with step 1. The P in please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Parentheses. I see them. Operations within the parentheses will be done first. Can we take 4 minus 1? We get 3. Now watch, it's going to be extremely important today that you make a habit of copying down the problem after each step, after you've simplified a little bit of it. 4 minus 1 is 3. That's squared times the 5. Anytime they put the exponent on the outside of the parenthesis, they're saying whatever is in the parenthesis, whatever that ends up being after you simplify, we're going to square that. We're going to take that to the second power. Okay? Now, as I go further, I've got exponents, addition, multiplication. What has to get done first? Because there's no more parentheses. Step 2 says what, Desrian? Exponents. 3 to the second power really means what, Liam? 3 times 3. I'm going to take 2 of my 3's and multiply them together. Okay? And then I'm going to take this other one, which is really saying 3 times 3. Can we clean those up? What is 3 times 3? And then drop down the times 5. Then what? No more no more exponents. I move to step 3. Alexis. I'm going to multiply next. So 9 plus the 45 is going to equal now 54. You got to stay on top of your game. You have to be conscious of the steps. It's very easy to lose your way if you're not paying attention. This may be uncharted territory. You may not be familiar with this, so it might be easy to get lost. Just got to stay on top of it. They're easy if you follow the steps. They're much more difficult if you don't. Carlos is ready to try one. Parentheses? No. No. Exponents. Yes. So does this mean 4 times 2?
No.
4 times 4, which is, say, gotta divide before I add. Casimir? Which color? The red? Oh, okay. I'll use a different color in the future. 2 plus 4 is equal to a final answer of 6. How have you got it? How have you got 6? Very good. Yes. Parentheses. 32 minus 27 is what, Maya? 32 minus 27 is 5. So now what that means, Maya, is when I have that, that means I'm going to square whatever was inside, what that really means after I simplify. What is 5 squared, Maya? And then bring down the times 2. 25 times 2 is 50. Yes? 32 minus 27 is 5. We're going to have big problems if we can't get that straight. We got to get right what we're supposed to get right. Yes, ma'am. You want homework? All right. Let's try another one. Think you got this mastered? Well, we'll see. There's one way. Only one way. One way, one way. One way. Step 1, are there any parentheses? Yes. So what we should do if you're having issues, we just need to simplify. So the first set of parentheses gives us 10. Don't forget about the squared. And let's take care right away the second set, which is 1. Clear it all out. Before we go to step 2, clear everything from step 1. Then step 2 is the exponents. What really is 10 squared? It equals 10 times 10, which equals, Carlos, 100. So now, 3 times 100 minus 5 times 1. Multiplication, subtraction, multiplication. Step 3 has to get taken care of before I move to step 4. Step 3 is all my multiplication. 3 times 100 minus 5 times 1. 300 minus 5. 295. Okay. What have you got? There you go. Tequila. First thing is what? The parentheses, right? Good. So 10 divided by, what is 4 plus 1, Kayla? Times 10 squared is really what? Right, it's really 10 times 10, which makes it 100. So, everything in step 1 is gone. All the parentheses are gone. All the exponents are now gone. So Kayla, step 3 says I should do what first? Because it comes first from left to right, and that's 2 equals 200. Amen. Yes, let's do one more. Okay, watch carefully. If you had it right, great. You can fold your hands on top of your desk, and you can say a prayer of thanksgiving that you were able to get it right. That's great, but just do it quietly. Now the rest of us, let's take a peek, and it never hurts to see it done the right way over and over. Even if you did it the right way and got the correct answer, never hurts to see it done right over and over again, okay? As we go through our steps, our order of operations, step 1 is parentheses. Now, we already talked about, I've got multiple operations within that set of parentheses. So within that set, Carlos, since you told me that you're sorry I just can't do this, you probably should be watching. We already said that the exponent should be done first. The exponent is 4 squared. 4 times 4 is minus 1 times 10. So, between the subtraction and the multiplication, what has to get done first? What has to get done first? The multiplication, which is now 10. Now notice this is all still on the inside of your parenthesis. 16 minus 10 becomes 6. Now, I square the 6. What is 6 times 6? 36. And the last that has to get done, add 41, 77. Don't, shh. A lot of you had like 100 somewhere around here. Don't square the 10. It's still on the inside. You've got to simplify everything on the inside first before you square anything. Now here, we had to square on the inside because the square came on the inside of the parenthesis. You just have to be really, really, really careful. Carlos? Okay, now you should have the back side, hopefully it held on to your multiplication property worksheet, because on the back is the order of operation. Yeah, and on the back of practice 2.6 is practice 2.7. The white one that I gave you does. There's a 2.6 on the white one, on the back is a 2.7. Numbers 1 through 6 are going to be very similar to what we've just been working on. Okay? It says, evaluate, indicate the order of operations you performed. Why do you suppose they give you some room underneath each problem. Let me give you a hint. Why do you suppose they give you room underneath each problem? Faith. Yeah, so you can simplify as you go. A lot of these problems would be very difficult for us to do if we did not simplify as we went along. So please make sure that you take advantage of that space. Now, eyes up here. I know you're eager to get started. 7 through 10. Evaluate each expression, given that m is equal to 2, s is equal to 3, t is equal to 20. So what you have to do is you need to plug everything in first. So for number 7, it says t is divided by, parentheses, m plus 6. So t is 20, m is 2, and s is 3. So you kind of have to set up your problem. But then you have to solve. Okay, so it's not just enough to set it up. You also have to solve. This isn't enough. You didn't answer too. All right, and that's on tape. Yes, ma'am. Well, you'll probably have to show your work somewhere. Maybe if they don't give you enough room, maybe you'd use a separate sheet for that. Just make sure you transfer your final answer onto the worksheet. Yes, ma'am. Yep. And then 11 through 14, if you want, I'll make extra credit. One through 10, 11 through 14 is extra credit. They want you to insert parentheses to make them true. So once you insert parentheses, you're saying that you want that particular part done. When you insert parentheses, you're saying you want that particular part done first. So you may have to experiment, you may have to play with it a little bit to make sure that you put them in the right place. Okay?